I'm Amy, the reluctant Disney adult, here with another video for you all. And it's a good one today, as we're going to be ranking the Disney theme park movies. Now, what that means is any movie based upon theme park attractions, or in one case, a land, where the attraction came first. So none of the attractions based upon existing movies, folks. For each movie, I'll share a couple thoughts and how much of the theme park is referenced by that movie. So, without further delay, get yourself some popcorn, find a comfy seat, and let's rank these movies. Number 13, Dinosaur. Now, this movie has a very interesting story about its creation, but unfortunately, the movie itself is really kind of boring. It's kind of neat until the dinosaurs start talking, and for some reason, it's much more focused on a family of lemurs than it really is about dinosaurs. Number 12, The Haunted Mansion 2003. This movie it's not great. They do this family story with Eddie Murphy and his family that feels like padding. It doesn't really work. It doesn't tie in all that well with the ghosts and the ghoulies and all that from the Haunted Mansion. The house kind of looks like the Haunted Mansion house at Disneyland. They do some references. So that part, I guess, isn't that bad, although the 2023 movie is better about it. Number 11, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. This is the most recent Pirates movie, and it's pretty clear that the steam has run out. They found an actor who's somehow even more boring than Orlando Bloom to play his son. And it's just a retread of the first one in so many ways, but it just doesn't work as much as Javier Bardem tries to make it work. And, there's references in each of these movies. I don't think it's as heavy as some of the others. Number 10, Jungle Cruise. This movie, I don't hate it. In fact, I almost kind of like it. Like, Emily Blunt's performance is really good. And it almost makes up for the fact that Dwayne Johnson's he's just phoning it in, even for The Rock. And it's just so distracting that it takes away from whatever Paul Giamatti and Jesse Plemons are doing with their Italian and German characters for some reason. It's a deeply weird movie, and the beginning has The Rock doing the Jungle Cruise shtick on his Jungle Cruise, which does feel kind of like if you got stuck with a bad Jungle Cruise tour guide. Number 9, The Country Bears. Yeah, I'm a little surprised too that this is as high as it is, but this isn't a bad movie. It's a little silly and it's kind of stupid, but at the same time, the bears feel like they actually exist in the environment. Christopher Walken is a weird villain, and it's two of the bears are voiced by Toby Huss and Stephen Root, so it's a good time. It does kind of reference like the theater, and the 4 main bears they're based upon the band, and then Big Al's also in it, but he's like a groundskeeper, and also their manager is based on the MC from the show. So there are some solid references, even if it doesn't necessarily feel like it immediately. Number 8, Haunted Mansion 2023. Of the 2 Haunted Mansion movies, this is by far the better one. This ties in family stories, but they're tied in much better to the Haunted Mansion and all the spooky lore. And I don't know. I like it. It doesn't. Some of the storylines don't work as well as some of the others. And it feels like it's about a decade too late. Like, it feels much more like something you'd have seen in 2013. It's very solid in its references to the lore and the ride, especially how it was at the time of the movie. And yeah, it works pretty well. Number 7, Tower of Terror. This was a TV movie because I think they were trying to test out the concept of a theme park movie. And since it's 1997, this is like the absolute last moment that Kirsten Dunst would be in a Disney Channel movie. But honestly, the movie actually works pretty well. It kind of ties into... Well, it ties into the lore of the Tower of Terror, at least the Hollywood Hotel version at Hollywood Studios in Florida. And I don't know, it just works. It feels kind of like a Are You Afraid of the Dark like movie, but that's not a bad thing. Number 6, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Okay, let's get this out of the way here. Johnny Depp is a bad person, but Jack Sparrow is a good character, and he's good in all of these movies. And, you know, the water wheel fight in this movie is amazing. And as is, like, the Davy Jones CG is still today just works so well. But those things, as strong as they are, the movie itself still isn't as good as some of the other entries, or at least I didn't like it as much as some of the other entries. And like each of the Pirates movies, they make references to the ride in one way or another. This one's no different. Number 5, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I just think that this movie holds together better than Dead Man's Chest. That's pretty much the only reason I have it above Dead Man's Chest on the list. And like I said, with the other 2 Pirates movies, this movie makes references just like the rest of them do. Number 4, Tomorrowland. So this is not really about an attraction so much as it's kind of loosely based on, you know, Tomorrowland from the Castle Parks. And I know this movie has kind of a bad reputation, but honestly, I think it's really good. Like, it looks amazing, and the story isn't as good as you would think a Brad Bird and Damon Lindelof story would be, but it still works pretty well. And I like its spirit of optimism, which feels way out of place considering, you know, we're not really in an optimistic time these days. And as far as references, I don't know, there's kind of references to People Mover and Space Mountain. It is the only one of the movies, I believe, outside of Tower of Terror, has some establishing shots of the ride at Hollywood Studios. It's the only one that actually has footage filmed in a theme park. They used It's a Small World at Disneyland to stand in for the 1964 World's Fair version. Number 3, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. I feel like I'm kind of in the hot takes territory here on the list, but I don't know. I really like this movie. I don't think it's that complicated. It's a big Barbarossa movie, which I like Jeffrey Rush. Like, he's my favorite character in the entire series. There's a mermaid, and there's a whole story about the mermaid, and the movie has, like, real historical characters for some reason thrown in right at the beginning, which all just combines to just push the buttons right for me. So what can I say? It's my second most favorite Pirates movie. And again, there's references throughout the movie to the ride. Number 2, Mission to Mars. This one's kind of an odd duck because the attraction that it was based upon had closed years before this movie came out, and the other attraction at Epcot that kinda is similar to this wouldn't open for another few years after this. But this is a really good movie. Like, as it begins, the script is kind of dull and it doesn't quite work. But from the beginning, this looks fantastic. And it still looks great today. And once they get on Mars and they start getting involved with the, alien storyline, it starts becoming this very wide focused kind of interesting movie. And I really liked it. And as far as being related to the attraction, I mean, they go to Mars on a mission, so that's basically the extent of it. Number 1, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. The final non-Pixar hit of the Eisner era almost didn't happen if you look into the story of the creation of this movie. But it did, and it was a legitimately great movie, and it still is. Pretty much everyone except Orlando Bloom, who is always the boring character in these movies, are on fire in this, and it just looks great. Even if some of the CG, the look of the animation of the skeleton crew is kind of dated, the way they interact, the way they switch back and forth between the live action and the CG, and how it all flows and functions is still really good. And this is just an exciting adventure that still feels like kind of a miracle that they got a pirate movie to actually work in the relatively modern time of 2003. And as for references, I kind of feel like this is the one that has the most references to the ride. It's kind of hard to really tell because, they adapted the ride to kind of reference the movies after they were such big hits. So, yes, still, there's a lot of references to the ride in the movie. And that's all, folks. If you think our rankings are dead wrong, or think we called it right, let us know in the comments of the video. And be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you really liked what we put down here today, give us a visit at our Patreon, The Great Amy Ride, which you can find at https://patreon.com/TheGreatAmyRide. Please watch your step as you exit to your right and make sure you have all your personal belongings. We thank you for visiting us today and hope you have a great rest of your day here at the Reluctant Disney Adult.